Good morning, everybody. All right, so there's a couple different things to do today. I'm gonna wait to see if people hop in, but right now I'm just gonna watch the markets, and I'm also at the same time reviewing some of last year's journals. But so if the markets don't move very much, then maybe instead I'll look at some last year's journals. Wow, gold is taking a big hit. I remember this calling me. I'll be right back. Yeah. Anyway, let's get back to it. So, gold down, dollar down. Okay, buy side, what are you taking? Bad. Hopefully, the dollar can start to move well again. And I don't want this order block to hold unless if it doesn't, then it becomes an order block. It would be funny if Bitcoin makes its high here, just at 100K. It got to 100K, just barely, and then it goes lower. That would be funny. I wish I had bought Bitcoin back here. I was waiting for it to get to 12K. 12 to 14K was my range for buying Bitcoin, and it went just shy of it. Oh, sure. Jesus. Anyway, bonds are on the way back up, which is good actually. I don't really. There's a little bit of SMT. Okay. probably expect them to come and fill this gap, and maybe and that order block could resist. Okay, then euro is going up. Euro might actually be. Oh well. I probably wouldn't want to trade until 10 o'clock here. 10:30. Because I'm looking back at the beginning of the year, by the way, and I'm seeing how well quarterly theory worked. So I started using it again. But yeah, this quarter, second quarter, absolutely chopping up. Well, going lower and higher, kind of making it so that seeing seeing like the next quarter wanting to continue is hard because this Q2 has it's like a day that has traded to the low and high of the previous day. After that, you might expect consolidation because this is a large range. So due to this, I don't know. Hey Nico, I'm doing good. How you doing? I'm just watching the opening, and I'm at the same time reviewing past journals. So just thank you for the comment. I'll probably do a little back testing or I mean review of some of the January weeks, but so far what I've noticed is Q2 worked super well. Like I was doing these crazy trades within like the 15-second quarters and stuff. I was locked in. It's crazy. Like some of these trades I was like stunned. I'm like, I took that? What? And I don't know. Obviously, like this wasn't my model. It was January and I was paper trading, but like this is an example. We have quarter, this is manipulation, distribution, redistribution. And I anticipated this to be manipulation lower because my bias was higher. And I was just I shorted. I remember this day. I wanted to short up here and I wasn't confident. Then there was no fair value gap, so I didn't short the breaker. And I shorted here on a 30-second fair value gap and bought the low at the regular trading hours gap. Then turtle soup long, and then that was just Yeah. And then in the afternoon, this is even great. This is a good trade actually in the afternoon, but you have like we come back down to a discount. We have accumulation, manipulation, distribution. So we have manipulation and we start to distribute. I buy near the end of the Q3 because I see we start to reverse after manipulating lower, and then I start to sell at the high. This is like a smaller market makers buy model on the 15-second chart, and then I tape read the rest. I pyramided a position. I was like pyramiding and stuff. It's just way too early to do that, but I saw some Q2, Q3 manipulation work so well too, but I don't know why I see call them false. Uh, I don't know. I think too, like the thing is, I think it's just too convenient. Is a good way of putting it. That the times obviously the algorithm runs on time. I think maybe it doesn't directly run like this. It doesn't directly split everything into quarters. Um, but it follows that like template just because the quarters kind of line up with the time. It's like we won't always see, Q1 and Q2 do accumulation manipulation, but what I can tell from here, from just if I try and trade with quarterly theory today, what I can tell is obviously we had a huge up and down. We've seeked much lower to a discount and we seek to a big premium. So this next quarter, I would expect consolidation, right? Like I wouldn't really, unless it keeps going higher, which it's not, right? So I'd expect consolidation, and I wouldn't want to be short just yet until maybe Q4 or the next entire quarter. Like the algorithm might not run exactly like that, but I guess this is like a map to try and help you get more in line with the bigger delivery. Um, but like Dom pointed out once, that really the most important thing is the open, high, low, and close. And I think if you know that, if you understand the open, high, low, and close, then you don't need quality theory. I want to see this 5-minute gap get inversed, by the way. And if it does, then here like this I would want to short, despite what the quarter has done. I would want it to continue going lower with speed. We'll see if this fair value gap supports price or not. I don't know. I was looking at some more. There was some more of these crazy plays. Um, yeah, like this one. This is on the 15-second chart again, and it's a 10:07 quarter. We had consolidation. 9:30 opened up, and we went to discount back to an order block. I remember I was trying to figure out how I knew this would go higher, but there was a 15-minute bullish fair value gap, and I was expecting higher prices to some buy side level that price reached into. It came just shy of it here. I don't know. Yeah, this one here. It came just shy of it, and it went back to the discount level. And then when I saw it bounce off of it in a new quarter, I went long and sold inside the low hanging fruit, the breakaway gap from this low down up to that high. And that's so different than the trades. Obviously, like I was paper trading and excited about quarterly theory, but it's not normally, my model. They had this still similar frameworks, but anyways, I was on week 4, so this is the economic calendar. Now, I looked at Monday. One thing I'm doing is I'm writing down on paper trading days, the days where it's okay to trade, and I'm writing the days where it's not okay to trade. And so far in January, I have 4 trading days and 9 non-trading days. Um, that includes days where there was large range days where London session was bigger than the past 5 ranges, the average of the past 5 ranges. Uh, also days where Asia and London trended, and then days where maybe 7 a.m., 8 a.m. trended like a lot, and London also trended too a little bit, and there was like previous day high displaced above, and like no real reason to try and look for trades to deliver from discount to premium, or premium to discount. And then there's also pre-news days that look tradable, because one thing I want to figure out is I've seen some like on week 2 there was CPI, and the Tuesday ahead of CPI looked really good. From I mean, I had also traded on that day, and I had found a couple two trades, at least on paper. I don't know if I had done anything anywhere else, but that had looked good. And this is like a post year edit. You had the hourly low price comes down to a discount, have a breaker on the hourly chart. So you drop down from hourly down to 15-minute. You have an inverse fair value gap set up. Okay. And then you can refine it down to like a 5-minute institutional overflow entry drill inside the hourly breaker. It's also 15-minute breaker. After we leave the inverse fair value gap, and of course you can go even lower and start to look for like 1-minute entries. You have lots of different areas you can get in on the 1-minute chart. Yeah, after the relative equal low sweep here, and there might have been SMT too. I don't know, but the point is that like at least to me this day looked predictable, looked tradable, um, and what I'm doing is I'm marking the days that had no news that are tradable, and if I see that there's quite a few of them, then maybe next year I will allow myself to trade ahead of news. I know I've been doing that a little bit recently because obviously there's been less opportunity. So I've been trying to get everything I can. And if I can see something ahead of news, then I'm going to do it. If I can't, then I'm not going to do it. Obviously, it's like more cautious instead of don't trade. Um, anyways, yeah, even today looked nice. I mean, you know, we had initial sweep lower, and then we had one more sweep higher above this short-term low. Now we're really delivering lower, and we did inverse 5-minute gap. So nice, we inversed it, came back into it, another shorting opportunity. So yeah, I mean, like this is a perfect example. This is how it's very tradable, and this is actually one of my favorite setups in Monday new week opening gap. I actually also think that Monday is the most volatile day of the week. I mean, unless there's high impact news, but there isn't really any high impact news this week. So like, I don't know why people like to stay away from Monday. It doesn't make sense to me because it's the first day of the week. That's usually when everyone's placing trades and wants to get in, pipe in onto the market. Especially when there's a new week opening gap, the amount of times they come back to fill this is uncanny. I don't know what that means, uncanny. Actually, what does that mean? Mm. Yeah, exactly. Everyone's pouring into the market. So I don't know. From what I've noticed, not all pre-news days are bad. I think also it depends how much emphasis is on the news. Like if it's a CPI and there's not really anyone expecting anything to change within the rates, then I don't think it has that much importance. Then there's also very small news like unemployment claims, for instance, which unemployment claims happen every week, right? So it's not that big of a news. I mean, there's numbers for unemployment claims, every week. Like this week, it's on Wednesday. So sometimes you have that, and then the day before it still moves. I don't know. My point is that this is why I have a journal. This is why I'm gonna go through it and I'm gonna see. So first one is Monday. There was no news Monday, and obviously we have a lot of stuff ahead of it. But let's see what was going on. This is daily chart. Looks like we made it top, left and back side liquidity. This is what I'm outlining for the week, but this is how Monday moved. Kind of seems like 9:30 opened up, went up and down, and then delivered lower throughout the day into the afternoon. I don't know why I had a white and black chart. That's actually not bad. Actually, it's just really bright. I like watching it, but not viewing it. It's just really bright. Used to be orange. Oh, that's true. Maybe some places actually class it as orange too. Let me do a little throwback. I'm going to. No, where's my? Oh, yeah. Throwback to the good old days. Be that bright though. Not that bright. Is it maybe like that? Yeah. No. Grid lines. How do I make them? Oh, no. No point then. I wanted to make it look like MT4. Do this later. Leave it where it was. Oh my god. There you go. No, what? No. There you go. Alright, anyways, let's get back to it. So I could see lower prices, but the Dow was stronger, higher, and ES was stubborn and slower, lower. My model was only present where the play uh, is shown in this image. Also, another thing too is the Dow and the ES. I notice one of the oftentimes when I lose is when the Dow is not moving in line with the Nasdaq, and I don't often check. And I'm talking about like here it's still, I would say it's still in line, but just that the Dow is slacking. It's just slower to go lower. But I mean, like sometimes the Dow will open and it'll go wildly higher, and the Nasdaq will open and go wildly lower. And it's like those days, I find that I actually have lots of trouble trading, and markets aren't really moving very well. It's like a fight between Nasdaq and Dow. Um, I don't check dollar just because maybe will start checking dollar correlation, but I think because how slow the dollar has been due to Biden, it's sort of like I stopped really looking at it too much. But as of lately, since we started this run up, I've been expecting, higher dollar, means stronger U.S. dollar, which means stronger stock market. So I've been leaning towards bullish prices. And I haven't been too excited to see lower prices. Like last week, I don't have one time where it looked like a 2022 model on the daily chart, but I wasn't really too excited about it because there wasn't really I mean, it's hard to see lower prices when the dollar's just going higher uncontrollably. And just the way this low, the way we rejected it was higher. Like it's like if we're doing this inside of a fair value gap, you have to ask yourself like I would have wanted this daily high to be rejected lower. Instead, we rejected the daily low lower and we closed above the daily high. So it doesn't really convince me. And the dollar was going higher. So yeah, I do use it, but I don't use it maybe as often as I should have this year, mainly because the dollar was in a consolidation and kind of not really moving very well. Obviously, because of the Biden administration. But interested in shorting here, but the Dow, yes, we're not in agreement. Yeah, okay. So this is, I guess, kind of what I mean. Imagine if you're taking a short on the 1 minute and you're holding it for a bigger range, and you got to sit through this. I don't know if I have a picture of the Dow, but what is this? I can't see what time frame that is. It looks like a 15-minute chart. And this is the afternoon. Absolutely terrible. What the heck? How can I don't know. No, I'm never taking a trade on the Dow. There was one time I thought about it. It was during a time where the Dow was where the money was moving from the Nasdaq to the Dow. And it was much more volatile. But that doesn't often happen. So I didn't. So yeah, I mean, like there's this is a Monday where I would not want to trade, right? Mainly because there is just news every other day, except for really Tuesday. And going into the Monday though, like I guess another thing that can kind of oh actually no, where's the 15-minute chart? Do I see the London session? Mm, not really. Hmm, I don't. Yeah, I mean it didn't really look like a good day. Oh no, I remember I was gonna check also Friday. Okay, so this is another thing. I think Dom also mentioned this, but the Friday, the way it expanded, right? Um, if you see obviously an expansion, the next day is less likely to continue expanding. It can, but it's less likely. So on a Monday, after an expansion on a Thursday and a Friday, I think it's normal, for us to have this. Consolidation. So maybe that's something to look out for. There's something I could put into my notes, but I would qualify Monday as a trade day for now. So I'm gonna make a new section on Monday. No news. Uh, Actually, no, Monday because it didn't really look good. No news. Okay, still gonna add it to trade days. Yeah. Anyways, Tuesday. We have a 15-minute chart. Where's a 15-minute chart? Yeah, no. That also does not look good. It's still a trade day because actually, London range doesn't really look that good. See what the Nasdaq's doing before I switch over. Got into new week opening. Yeah, it's good. Anyways, let's go to NQ24. We're gonna go back to the, which one are we at? The 23rd of January. 23rd January. Okay. 23rd January. No. Okay, so actually, hold on. The London range. Where is that range here? This one was bigger. London range. Night. Wait. Oh, this is an entire day. Okay, oops. No, so this range then. Is it bigger than the last? Just as big as that one, bigger than this one. 92. This one is bigger. Okay, so I would say this is not a bad range. Okay. Yeah. And this is Wednesday. So I'm looking at, yeah. Tuesday does not really look that good. Let's go back to, oh my God. There you go. You have 9:30 that runs down one more time. But the thing is about this is that even though we seem to have manipulation lower, we still manipulate higher. So we're in a situation where we had accumulation, we had manipulation lower, and we had distribution higher. And so now we have the same scenario where we had a trade higher and lower, and then price consolidates until the next cycle. And then price starts to spool higher, in the afternoon. So this morning would not have been something I would want to trade. Right? I mean, it would have been something like where I would have wanted to see maybe inverse setup, short up here, and then get in for the 9:30 open to deliver lower. It would not have been something that I would have wanted to look for an AMD on. And so that is on a day where there was no news, and there was news the next day. So I'm gonna leave that part of my rules. No trade days. So far we're at 11 no trade days in January and 4 trade days, and then 1 pre-news days that look tradable. That obviously did not look tradable. We'll go Wednesday. This is the first news. It had the manufacturing PMI at 945. So this is a daily chart. It seems to have made a top and kind of displaced lower aggressive. Taking the 25th at 837. So January the 24th. I took this in the morning, the 25th. Okay, so ignore the current candle here. We're looking at the wick. So because of the displacement, I guess lower, Um, we seem to have had accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Now we're I guess questioning whether it's redistribution or reversal. I do actually do 20, 40, 60 day. Um, but instead of doing it on the daily chart, I do it on the hourly chart. So I do 24, 48, 72. You'll see me talk about the data ranges around April. I use it a bit more because price is actually moving up and down. But if the Nasdaq is dominantly moving higher, I don't really find any use in that because it's just always moving higher. Um, but the previous 3 days, I kind of see the 20, 40, 60 trading days as month in 20 trading days in a month. So the 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, I do the same thing, just day, 2 day, 3 day. Also, the type of trader I am, you know, I'm much more of a short-term trader, so it helps me a bit more to determine the daily bias. All right, so we have a trend early in the day. This doesn't really look good. 3 consecutive session higher. Pricing drops suddenly in the afternoon, obviously. So change in state of delivery this year. I marked this because this is where the order block forms. And one thing I like to do is study the formation of the order block. And one thing you always see is uh, a sort of breaker formation on a lower time frame. Landslide is one of my models, like the first model I ever made. It's basically the latest entry in a breaker setup. After the turtle soup, you look at the breaker and you wait for price to displace past the breaker, and you anticipate this to be a breakaway gap. So you have your stop just above the gap, and then it's a quick rundown, very quick rundown to one deviation. Obviously, here would not have been really good because we already took sell side, but if there was a bigger sell side, before that, you could aim for that. But anyways, so also accumulation, manipulation, distribution, redistribution. Um, but the thing I didn't like is if I look at the current day, is there like a 15-minute chart that shows the entire day? Well, actually, wait, I can just look at it here. All right, this is Tuesday, so let's move it forward on a 15-minute chart. And why isn't it showing quarterly theory? Now it's loading. All right, so like now is the London range. Let's compare it to the previous London ranges. This is bigger than this one. It's bigger than that one. It's not bigger than this one. Probably not bigger than that one, but to be safe, it's bigger than the previous two, and we've trended during Asia. So I would not trade. I would qualify this day as a no trade day. Let's see if it would have been a good decision. One thing is we're way above midnight open. 9:30 drops lower. Does seek a discount, probably an hourly fair value gap, or maybe 4 hour. No, not really. Does seek some sort of discount beneath some relative equal lows, and then it does displace higher. I don't like the wicks though. We spend a whole 15 minutes just kind of moving sideways. So if you're holding a trade, when you see it come back and forth, it's not really good. But on overall, like this is really just terrible price action to sit in. I bet you some people probably try to go short here. And after the manipulation, you don't really have any displacement. You can just get in on the order block. So this would have been a good inverse fair value gap setup. But overall, this is not like AMD. Like this is, I can see it. Okay, like yeah, there is obviously a lot of consolidation, and then people think this probably failed and you can go short and inverse it. It's a really, really nice move up. However, we're already up into a premium, so I would qualify this another no trade day. There's 12 so far in January. In the afternoon, it actually did look better. So actually, maybe because the overnight session trended higher, maybe it would have been actually just better to just trade the afternoon session. You would have had a really nice 15-minute short-term high, the breaker setup, and that's like that's a really nice 2022 model here. And then you can anticipate the afternoon session to be active simply because you kind of chopped around a little bit in the morning. Even though the range is still large and it looks like it's still trended, I wouldn't really consider this large because it is still 9:30 opening, and that's when a lot of volatility comes around. Like I wonder what would happen if you compare this with previous 9:30s opening or morning sessions. About a little bit. That's actually just as big as the other ones. But I don't know. So still, like I probably wouldn't have expected the afternoon to move like this, but still, it is quite a good afternoon. One I would hate to miss. Okay, and then this is like where we sort of reversed. So we had a bit of consolidation, and then I think this is probably where price action starts to get better. Wednesday had distributed above accumulation in red, but today we continue to see discount. Wait a minute, why is this taking on the 25th? Okay, no, we are Thursday 25th. Okay. Let's keep going then. Let's just watch it from here. Okay, so normal London session. Okay, this looks good. We had 8:30 news, which was GDP. Okay, I remember this GDP. It was no, actually it's not that one. It's just the second quarter. The one I'm thinking about. Okay, we have something else on my chart here that shouldn't be there. Alright, so I think it's another one of those where you want to get in for the 9:30 open before the 9:30 open. So we came up to hourly fair value gap, which should be visible on another time frame. See, okay, this is like I don't really like this day because we didn't really manipulate too well. We kind of did up above here, and then once we inverse this gap, we have a little bit of the inverse fair value gap set up. This looks like manipulation here. This looks like proper manipulation. It's not visible on the 5-minute chart. This is still looking like proper manipulation and breakaway gap. So yeah, I could qualify that as to play short, but we're still inside this bigger 15-minute gap. Let's keep going. Okay, so large run higher. This would actually make sense if this is a breaker setup. This after the CPI manipulation higher, we get 10:15, which starts a new 10:30 cycle. This is potentially bearish breaker. I see like it does go lower, but it takes until afternoon, which kind of sucks. But yeah, this would have been a nice lunchtime to trade. Not gonna lie. One thing too is there's never really any accumulation. Like there is the 15-minute bearish breaker, but then you go down to the 5-minute, and you don't really see significant displacement. You know, these short-term lows are not being broken through. There's no evidence of that. So with the sort of consolidation, we wait until lunchtime and we get another run, then we get really nice price action lower. Like this is pretty good. Price action lower. What the? What's the Q indicator name? The quarterly theory indicator is this one. Quarterly cycles. And then you can screenshot my settings if you want. I think you can also make it I never mess with this. I don't know what that does, but this actually looks a lot better. Whoa, I don't know why I never did this. Now I just removed the colors. Wait, no. That's not good. Now I can't see the run session. Oh well, whatever. I guess I have no choice. Anyways, yeah, let's keep going. So this would have been a good lunch day to trade, but there's nothing wrong with this day, so I'm gonna add it to trade days. I have 5 trade days. Welcome. And then the Friday, 26. A lot of displacement to the downside. Start when I open around here. Seems like we retraced to a premium here. And well, Asia session started by trending lower. London session reversed. We had a good hourly breaker set up. So okay, this is actually a really nice day. It actually looks like it could be a nice day. So I'll run it to that. And we have that breaker set up. So okay, we have this breaker and we manipulate above the breaker. So as we come down here at 9:30, we have initial run lower. And then we run back up. We had this accumulation, manipulation, distribution here. To go lower. Seems like I journaled this. Okay. Reversal, bullish breaker. Real nice reversal. You can see the breaker right there. And then we run up higher. Manipulating at the same time. So if you can expect manipulation, then you'd want to see 15-minute or 5-minute inverse. I guess you could do the order block too. And then price starts to, oh no, it goes higher one more time. Again, during lunch. I suppose the 10 o'clock hour delivered higher. So This is why we could wait till the next macro. Yeah, I saw in the Discord. Tanja, same nationality, same with ICT's wife. I never knew that. It's pretty cool. By the way, I have not been looking at any Twitter from ICT, so I don't know the beef or what the news is. But it's nice that you're sharing in the Discord because then at least it's like okay, I could keep up with what he's doing. It's so interesting. Okay, wait, what was I gonna check? Oh yeah. So the 10 o'clock hour delivered higher, and here the 10 o'clock. So 9:30 sort of went a little higher. 10 o'clock didn't deliver at all until 12. Okay, here. All right. Well, I'm still gonna mark it as a trade day. See if I journaled that it took anything on this day. And this was actually okay. No. Um. Can't remember these actually. These do look pretty good. So I mean, I guess that is clear breaker. I had I wanted to see a short because that's what my journal was talking about. But I mean, it does running displacing above Asia highs and then new day opening gap. Um, you could look for a deeper run into discount to manipulate higher before delivering lower in the morning at 9:30 open. It's just that it's a Friday, and I don't really like Fridays because here it doesn't really do much. I mean, you know, it does deliver lower in the afternoon, but it doesn't really do much. I mean, if you compare this Friday, really what it did is it moved sideways to the side, right? So, but I think this is also just January. I don't think I will though, because I don't think I need to. I like to tune into the 2024 Mothership because it gave me. I like watching it because it kind of gave me memory 2023, and I missed it. And for a little while, especially in the beginning, he was talking a lot about psychology, and I did watch. Overall, I don't really think that I need to watch. It's not like I guess an ego thing. I still think I need to learn, but I think I can learn more from studying my own trading, um, and focusing on maybe also reviewing people's trades like you suggested, and doing backtesting sessions rather than watching his videos, because maybe if he actually does give calls and trades lives, maybe I might follow his trades and take his trades, but I don't really want to do that because I don't want to be dependent on him. And I feel like you're missing an opportunity to lock in and to learn if you do that. Um, Plus, I don't know. Maybe he's going to use 2025 as another opportunity to ruin his image. Who knows? Who knows? Because I mean, there's a lot of things I question about ICT that he says, but one thing that I don't question is I don't think he wants to be very big, and go down in history as like a great. So maybe he's just intentionally ruining his image due to this. Because when he talked about this I mean, he's a follower of Jesus Christ, and he talked about this before, but it doesn't really, even me, like popularity is a little bit unsettling. Something about having a bunch of people watching you and stuff is just at one point I feel like it gets too much, especially when you're older, and obviously brings hate. And I mean, every famous person has a hater somewhere, you know, but you don't have many haters on those that stay quiet. But yeah, it's like something that's way too much things for me to think about right now. I don't know. We'll see where things go. You send me ICT bill. That's funny. Anyways, that was week 4. So one more week in January. This is a heavy news week. So hopefully this will have some good trading days. Who posted to trade ICT? You call it ahead of time? Before it happens. I don't care about what Sunday did. Monday prices drew higher above the volume bounce today. Okay, 15-minute chart. Midnight open here. Okay, so this is not a bad day. See, like, this is a Monday where we do actually have news on this Monday, but this is a Monday where we manipulate lower reverse. We don't really have new week opening gap or anything, but we do have a premium opening. And then price dips back down to midnight underneath these relative equal lows. So I'd be comfortable looking for shorts, and this is a nice 5-minute breaker. Okay, this actually looks really good. And we run it up into these highs up here. So this is actually not that bad of a day. I don't know why this is. And this could have been a good. I don't know what that's there. Yeah. And a good 45 points. 22 points up there. 33 points up there. I would not have sat through that. Damn. I don't know, maybe. Question is, would I have gotten in inverse or value gap here, or order block, or this gap there? It's also 11. Like, I don't 930 manipulated higher. This is not a bad inverse or value gap, but it's obviously, not the best actually. The wicks, how it goes way up above. Oh, unavailable. Oh wow. Okay, at least it doesn't. It tells me. The only problem with this is it's very, very late. If you're expecting, it just does not look tradable. At least the morning session doesn't, but the lunch session does. Not so much. It's not the best, to be honest. This is a very high resistance, it looks like. So I'm gonna write no good, and I'm just gonna check that there was no news indeed, just to make sure. No news. Yeah, there was no news. Okay, so anyways, that concludes it. I'm gonna go play basketball. Posted trade, took a short 946 high. Let me just look at this trade. 46 high. I'll definitely keep doing more of these. Pretty fun. Why is it not working? Bro. Oh. Oh. Let's try this one. There you go. 946 high. No, why? And then Q. Why are you giving me January? What? Oh, I forgot. That's a cool little feature. Usually before when you switch, it takes you off of replay mode, but I really like how they did that. But yeah. 946 high. Okay, this is like me. Except now I got in here. This initial move lower. And then I didn't care about this one. That's pretty cool. Good job. Alright. And then stream now.